Okay, we're here getting a preview of the Epcot International Food and Wine Festival, and you've got food and you've got wine both in the title, although there really are a lot of other wonderful beverages too. So we're here with Evan Rosenthal, and he's going to explain a little bit about how that works together, because maybe you're a foodie, maybe you're just a person who's coming to try stuff and don't really know how that works together, and it can really enhance the food. So Evan, can you tell us how that all works?
Sure. Well, this is our 19th annual Food and Wine Festival, but I think you brought up a great point. There is so much more to the Food and Wine Festival than just the food and the wine. You have demos, you have culinary demos, you have experiences, whether it's wine or spirit experiences. You also have the pairing, the whole pairing experience, and that's something that we take a lot of pride in our marketplaces. This year we have some incredible pairings. I can tell you that one of my personal favorites is at our Patagonia marketplace. We have a Verlasso salmon, which is from Chile. It's a sustainable salmon, which is fantastic. It's paired with an arugula chimichurri and a quinoa salad. One of the things that I love most about it is it's a fantastic complement to our Viognier wine that's featured there as well. It's 100% Chilean Viognier, and what I love most about the pairing is that it matches intensity versus intensity. You have a great salmon with a bold and herbaceous chimichurri, and then you counterpoint that with a very, very intense Viognier, which is a white wine, but also some bold, juicy, ripe fruit flavors, especially stone fruits like your peach and your apricot. We also find that the acidity of the wine goes greatly in terms of cutting the healthy fat of the salmon.
Well, that's fascinating, and I think that's one of the things I really personally like about the festival too, is that you guys do the work so I don't have to. You guys come up with these wonderful pairings. How does that work? How do you do that?
Fortunately, we have a wonderful team, all the way from our food and beverage managers to our own beverage department, that puts a lot of work and passion in creating these perfect pairings. And we have a content team that will find great new wine, spirits, even non-alcoholic drinks that kind of capitalize on the growing beverage trends that we have. One of the neat things is there's a growing cider trend within the U.S. market. We'll be featuring a Stella Artois cider over at the Belgian marketplace. I think another great one is craft brews, or craft beers. We have a whole marketplace, the craft beers marketplace, that's dedicated to great craft beers as well as great fruit pairings that complement those.
And I have to toss in on those beverages. I just tried myself that grapefruit beer. Can you talk a little bit about that, because that was really so unusual and so refreshing?
Absolutely. What it is called the icing rice brew that's going to be featured on our South Korea marketplace. It's got a beautiful, nice, crisp, refreshing taste as well as color. You get those grapefruit notes, a nice effervescence, and that's something that we found that our guests really love when we bring in new kind of fruit-based brews or beers. We had a great success when we featured the Schofferhofer Grapefruit Hefeweizen, which was in the Brewers Collection Marketplace about 2 years ago, and that kind of took off. So now you're finding a lot of fruit-based wines and fruit-based brews that are being featured in our festival, that being one of them.
And I know in the past you've had a lot of Florida-specific things too. Is that returning this year?
The Florida marketplace itself isn't returning. One of the reasons being is because we loved the concept of the food that we offered in Florida, but we wanted to broaden our ingredients and our choices to a much broader level. So the marketplace is actually being rethemed as our Farm Fresh marketplace, which offers some great farm-to-table mentality dishes and beers. But not to lose our partnership with Florida and the food that we love. We also have a Florida grass-fed beef that's featured in our hops and barley marketplace.
Well, that sounds wonderful. So you're bringing in fresh things from everywhere, it sounds like, really expanding that wonderful concept. And do you have any personal recommendations for people, those who might be coming to the festival for the first time, or maybe even those who've been here a lot, but just something that maybe they didn't think to try?
I do. Well, if you're new to the festival and you've never been before, we have some great staples that are kind of tried and true items that we featured in our festival, some of which being the Canadian cheddar cheese soup.
Oh,
that
yes.
is a guest favorite that that people come back for year after year. You also have the kielbasa and pierogi in Poland, as well as a newer favorite, which is the filet that's featured at Canada with the mushroom and truffle butter sauce. That's wonderful. In terms of new items, we're always looking to innovate, and I think we've definitely done that this year. With Farm Fresh, we have the Yardbird, which is fantastic, and it's paired wonderfully with some of our craft brews. One of the ones that we feature is the Duke's Cold Nose Brown Ale. I think it goes wonderfully together, both new items for the festival. Another one that guests are extremely excited about is our beef slider with a pimento cheese and onion over at the Hops and Barley Marketplace. That's another one I would definitely recommend.
Well, I would recommend that too as a veteran of the festival, and I want to thank you so much for taking the time to chat with us.
Of course, it was a pleasure. Thank you.